There's one phrase in football that's been used quite a lot, probably as long as I can remember, and is that teams have to strengthen from a position of strength. And according to reports, it looks like Arsenal are actually going to do that, which is very un-Arsenal-like. Obviously, because we haven't won the league before, in my lifetime anyway, and obviously we won it this year. But even after we won FA Cups, even after we won, stuff like that, we've never been proactive in the transfer market. It's always been reactive. It's always been something missing. Whether that's when we have a good attack and our midfield's a bit shaky, whether that's maybe even this season where our defence has been very good, but our midfield isn't quite what it was in my opinion, and our attack isn't quite what it was in my opinion. But it looks like we're trying to address that. According to David Ornstein, he did say that we're looking up to maybe 5 new signings, which, yeah, it's early in the transfer market. We're going to get them type of reports now. It's that time of year, like it was back in January, like it was last summer, like it's been every year, where we start to get links to every name under the sun, and we've got to try to figure out what's real and what's not, and if it even will happen. And he said a few things, especially after the final. Obviously, I didn't really pay attention to it because I was still pissed off, and I'm still pissed off about that final. Yes, we won the Premier League, fantastic, but I wanted that Champions League, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can actually go back and win it next season, which I want us to do so badly. I want that Champions League trophy. That's the one trophy in my lifetime that I wanted. The Premier League, of course I want it. I want to win every single trophy. But that Champions League, just to get that burden off our back, Champions of Europe, all that rubbish, I want that trophy next season. But that's not the topic of this conversation. The topic of the conversation is about how we're looking for a left winger, another midfielder, under Arteta, yeah, I know, a right back, even a striker. We'll start with the winger. I think everyone and their nan can see that Arsenal do need a winger, ideally a left winger. At the moment, our wing options are Bukayo Saka, Noni Madueke, Trossard and Martinelli. Now, 2 of them, Madueke and Martinelli, aren't good enough at all, nowhere near. Madueke has got all the explosiveness but no end products, and Martinelli has got no brain, just like Madueke, and looks to have lost a bit of pace. There was one situation where he caught Mendes, and he made nothing out of it. So he's clear that he needs to go. Trossard, he's got 1 year left on his contract. There's been no news of him actually signing anything, which brings me to believe that he will probably go as well. And to be fair, he hasn't had the best of seasons, but he scored some important goals. And Trossard has always been that player where off the bench, he is a cheat code. But even off the bench this season, he hasn't really done a lot. Not compared to what he has done in previous seasons. So I think, in my opinion, we need 2 left wingers. Now, who those players are, I have no idea, because Leao's been thrown about. Kvaratskhelia a couple of weeks ago. They're saying Alvarez can play on the left. Who's a Bournemouth, although he's more of a second striker in my opinion. It's a bit early to say who to get, but we need, in our attack, it's got to the point where the way we play football, we need like stardust, we need mavericks in that team, because having a defence like this, games like PSG the other night, we're not going to get many chances in, and when we do get the chances, we've got to take them. And having the front three we played the other night, yes, it was a good front three. Trossard, Saka, and obviously Havertz in the middle. I would have preferred Gyökeres in there, but he went for Havertz, and he obviously scored, a fair play to him. But we just need quality now. The one thing about football is that it doesn't matter who you have in the final third. It doesn't matter how you coach the final third. You can't coach the final third. The final third is down to the quality you have in attack. The rest of the thirds, the second and first third, are defensive third and midfield third. they're the ones where you can maybe do a bit of coaching and stuff like that. But even then, quality is needed. If you want to go win the Champions League next season and retain our title, quality is needed. So we need to get a quality left winger. In my opinion, it's going to sound crazy because of obviously what's happened with him, but we need a Thomas Partey replacement. Now, Zubimendi, for me, has facts to the this season. I'm not really seeing any sort of star qualities about him. And the reason being is that he's weak defensively, he's a liability defensively, and he don't start attacks like Partey did. Partey always had the first thought of getting the ball in a hard turn and going forward, spraying it off to Saka, going to Trossard, whoever it was on that left, punching the ball straight in the middle. We haven't got that with Zubimendi. Rice, we won't get that. Rice's qualities are more off the ball, which is why Partey and Rice, that works well. Even Jorginho and Rice, even Jorginho was a good number 6. He was able to control games. He was physically inferior compared to what we've had, but he was still a proper number 6. We need a proper number 6. And Tonali, I think he's a good option to play in that role. To be fair, in terms of other players, I can't really think of any off the top of my head. But we need to get someone who is physical, good in a tackle, as good on the ball and can start attacks, like how Thomas Partey was. Because at the moment, when you play Zubi and Rice together, it's not balanced, along with Erdegaard as well. Or even apparently, he's been reported to leave. And even when you play Sketty there, you can't put the thing on Sketty to play the amount of games a season, because I believe Rice and Sketty is a good midfield. However, you need to have numbers in your squad, especially us playing about 64 games this season. Norgard may getting a sniff in the odd cup game here and there. So yeah, we need to get another 6. Looking at a right back as well, I've heard, and that's what he's been saying. Ben White looks like he will leave, so our only option is Timber. So we need someone ideally a forward-thinking right back as well, not Mosquera. As well as he done the other night, apart from that stupid foul, we need someone like a proper right back. And the striker one's weird to me because obviously we were linked to Alvarez, but obviously it's been reported that Barca won him for about 100 mil. And our striker option at the minute are Gyökeres, Havertz and Jesus. Jesus will most likely leave. I'm not sure what will happen to Havertz. I've not seen anything in terms of him leaving. And to be fair, with his wages, I don't see what club would want him. And Gyökeres obviously has just come and has had a decent season in the end. But like I said, I think in terms of our transfer stuff, we need quality. That's literally what we need. Not just numbers, not just squad fillers. Like when we got Norgard, Mosquera. To be fair, even in Hincapié, he'll sign permanently. I'm happy with that. Hincapié is a quality player. And even the other night, he looked injured, but he played well. So I think that's one signing that's guaranteed going to have. I think 40 mil for Hincapié on a permanent deal. That's probably been sorted out already. But yeah, like I said, we need quality in this team, and I want that Champions League next season. But we'll have to wait and see. Like, sub, and share, and I'll see you guys in a bit.